What is the square root of 4? I know some people will say it is plus 2 or minus 2. But no, the square root of 4 is just 2. Yeah, hold on before you start arguing. When we say the square root of 4, we are talking about the principal root, which is just the positive number. So the square root of 4 is 2 and not plus or minus 2. Because with this radical, we are talking about the principal square root or the principal root of 4, which is 2. However, when you have an equation like this, x squared is equal to 4, and you want to get the value of x that will satisfy this equation, you know it's not just 2. 2 raised to the power of 2 is 4. But what about negative 2 raised to the power of 2? It will still be 4. And when you are talking about an equation like this and you have to square root both sides, of course, this cancels this. So you have that x is equal to not just 2, but plus or minus 2, because negative 2 times negative 2 is 4. And 2 times 2 is also 4. So this is where you say that the square root of 4, if you are dealing with an equation, it is plus or minus 2. But in this case, we only consider the principal root. If you also want to argue and maybe begin to say that I'm wrong, I don't know what I'm saying, look at this. Now we have this problem on sort. Okay, if you want to simplify this and you ask to leave your answer in sort form, you would break 50 down to two numbers. One will be a perfect square, the other will not be a perfect square, right? So you are going to have 25 times 2. So you will have 25 times 2. What about this? 9 times 2, because 9 is a perfect square. 9 times 2. So when you do this, you can rewrite this as square root of 25 times square root of 2, right? Then minus square root of 9 times square root of 2. Now you tell me, why is it that when you want to write the square root of 25, you will not write plus or minus 5, you will just only write 5? Why don't you write plus or minus 5 here? So you see that when we talk about this radical here, we only consider the principal root, which is just plus 5 and not plus or minus 5. Only if you have an equation like this, that you say that the square root of a perfect square or any other number is plus or minus something else. See you in the next video.